SA Sports Show, time to talk about the Simpson Cup. Gary Thompson joins us. Gaz, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Phil.
Mate, is it
Very
fair
well.
to say this round that's coming up is probably the biggest round in the last decade for the Simpson Cup? Or maybe even longer, but let's say that.
No, it's really massive. As I said last week, that I can't recall 6 teams being so close and in contention that this year, and all of the games really mean something this weekend. There's going to be some sides very disappointed at the end of this round, and some very, very happy.
Including the fight for the relegation.
Relegation.
Because they're playing each other.
They're playing each other this weekend.
Flagstaff,
so they're going to be very disappointed, whoever loses that, because it's, you go down and it's a long way back.
It's just so close. It's just so close
one
all
game,
the way now.
One game separating 5 sides for... They're fighting for 3 spots. I mean,
Kooyonga versus the Vines, that's a top versus 5th or whatever it is.
Well, it's a massive game. I mean, Kooyonga home ground advantage has probably got to sway. You vote their way, but it's so crucial for the Vines that they desperately need to win it. You know they're going to be up and about. And as I say, it's a fine line between 4 wins and 4 losses.
Very true.
You don't need 4 guys on top. And so
it's unbelievable.
What about Glenelg and Royal Adelaide, then, mate? Your club?
Oh well, it's a massive.
Home?
It's no. Well, it's at Kooyonga.
Kooyonga, all at Kooyonga.
They're all at Kooyonga. I mean, there's no home ground advantage. We're both playing on the sandbelt course, so just a massive game for us. Royal Adelaide are safe anyway. They're odds on to make the semi-final, so it's not quite so desperate for them. So hopefully they sleep in and don't worry about it. But it's massive for us. So it's a really huge game.
And then of course Cedric Gully Grange.
Well,
that's all vital for both.
See, both of them, I mean, it's hard to say that they would have won their games when it was washed out, but they both got burnt in that. So
they did.
And the loser of that game is gone as well. So as I say, there's going to be some sides really, really happy and some sides very disappointed at the end of this weekend. But every game, I've never known it that the 4 games, there's a massive result on for them all.
I want to ask you about the Live Cup, the Greg Norman Tour. I'll just get away from the Simpsons Cup for a minute. Just that it played on the weekend, but it received probably the minimal amount of publicity I've ever seen for a golf tournament.
Mate, and you had to get into net news and things to find out anything about it. There must have been the media have just decided they weren't going to do anything about it, which was a bit disappointing because we wanted to follow the Australians in it, and some young guys with a real opportunity to make a big quid, but. They gave it nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. You had to search to get it. It wasn't easy. Do you think and I was asking this before we came on the show, it's a little bit like World Series cricket in some ways, that you've got the traditional people that don't want it to happen, but the big difference between World Series cricket, and you were involved in it at that time, mate, was the players were getting ripped off. Oh, they were. By the cricketers. Australia.
The cricketers were being severely
golf, it's seen, if you talk to most people, they're going, how much is too much?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's a bit more...
That's only your top level players, though.
But it seems like
a lot of guys who don't make anything.
No, but I get that. But this one has a smell of greed about it. The Greg Norman one has a smell... And I'm not begrudging the players playing in it, but hypothetically, if it was a netball all of a sudden, or basketball, and they came in and they said, you'll get millions of dollars to play this, they'd all be gone.
Would all be gone,
But you make it... I know the top players, but they're only taking the top players in this tour. So you go. Do you feel it's got that little bit of a smell around it?
Oh, it's got from most people. Absolutely has. But it's as we say, I mean, all the golfers. Well, not because there's a couple of Australians, but the majority of golfers that have gone to it have made their millions anyway. Yeah. Your Phil Mickelsons and your Johnsons and Sergio Garcias and those, and then their 2 latest signings, DeChambeau and Patrick Reed.
Good signings.
They're great signings for that, but they're probably 2 of the most disliked players on the American circuit. It's and now whether he's trying to get those for a bit of controversy as well. But as I say, I think it always goes back to Norman not getting that world tour that he wanted in the late 80s.
No, I was disappointed.
And
I was disappointed with Rory. I was disappointed with Rory coming out and saying, when they said, congratulations on your 21st win on the PGA Tour, and he said, one more than Norman. Now, I was disappointed with that, because Greg Norman's won 100 times around the world. Rory's won 33 times. You know, Greg Norman's won 20 times on the PGA Tour compared to 21. I just think Rory was a bit out of line with that one, so it's getting a little bit ugly, Dart.
Well, it is, and I think, you know, look, he would have been better to just leave it, let it die.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go on and say, well, okay, I've chosen to play this tour. I haven't chosen to go to the other tour. Now, he would have been, I think, better to have just accepted his win gracefully. And but it just goes to show there's festering sores there
but I think
Norman all parties.
Might have started this by saying that he thought that when they asked him about Rory joining the tour and Rory saying no, he hinted that Rory may be washed up at 33. Now, if he said that, which I got told from a pretty good source, that's exactly what he said. Then Rory's got every right to have a little dip. But I just think he picked the wrong moment to do it.
I agree with you. I think he would have been better just being quiet about it. But, you know, look, I mean, I think it's here to stay. There's no question about that. And, well, look, one of our young Australian guys, Travis Smythe, I mean, he's banked $500,000 US in the last fortnight.
That's it.
So, you know, he's saying, well, thanks very much. You know, I'm here to stay. You know,
I mean, eventually it might just become another part of the tour. Hey, quickly, mate, before we let you go, what time's tee off? When's it start?
We start. Well, actually, they're all off the one tee early.
8:15. We are.
8:15 first off. Glenelga off at 9:40, I think.
So is there someone off earlier than 8:15?
No, we must be earlier than that because we're. I reckon we follow you. You 8:15.
Yeah, we're 8:15.
Well, 8:15 tee off.
8:40.
8:40 tee off. Need to get down there and support. Always
At Kooyonga, one of the great courses.
Get down to Kooyonga. It will be a ripper. Stay with us. A little bit more to come.